India, but now for so many years, it has become a global awareness. Yoga does not only affect your body physically, but also enlightens you spiritually. Our great leader and Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, initiated and United Nations declared 21st June as International Yoga Day. So the whole world can benefit from this Indian ancient tradition that can transform our body and mind. Myself, Sonu Kalaria, on behalf of High Commission of India, Malawi, would like to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Samuel Tembeno, SC Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Republic of Malawi. Her Excellency Ms. Mia Seppo, Resident Representative of UN in Malawi. And other invited guests. We are privileged to have all of you here today. Now, I would like to invite His Excellency Mr. Suresh Kumar Menon, High Commissioner of India to Malawi, to come and officially start the Yoga Day.
A very good morning to all of you. Honorable Mr. Samuel Tembeno, SC Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Her Excellency Ms. Mia Seppo, Resident Representative United Nations in Malawi, Excellencies and members of the Diplomatic Corps in Malawi, Vice Chairman of the Indian Sports Club, Mr. J.B. Kotecha, all friends of yoga in Lilongwe, who are all present in such large numbers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all young children present over here, friends from the media, all protocols observed, again a very good morning to all of you. Let me also wish you, in the traditional Indian way, Namaste. I have great pleasure and am honored to welcome you all to the grounds of the Indian Sports Club here in Lilongwe to celebrate the 3rd International Day of Yoga. First of all, let me convey my special thanks to Honorable Minister for having taken time off on a holiday, and that too on a Sunday, to be present here amongst us and grace the occasion and honor us all. Truly, sir, we are deeply honored by this gesture of yours in joining the celebration of the International Day of Yoga. My special thanks to Her Excellency Ms. Mia Seppo, Resident Representative of United Nations here in Malawi, for finding time to be amongst us on this occasion of celebrating the International Day of Yoga. Her presence is all the more important because it was in 2014 that the United Nations General Assembly had passed unanimously a resolution declaring June 21st every year to be celebrated as the International Day of Yoga. It was when I talked to her a few days ago, inviting her to attend this event, that I came to know that she herself is a practitioner of yoga. And then I came to know the secret why, despite all the challenges that we face in Malawi, she seems to be always calm and so serene. Friends, I had heard about the warm heart of Africa called Malawi, and it has been now 10 months now that I am here. It was only after my arrival here in Malawi and witnessing the kind and welcoming nature of people that I realized why Malawi is actually called the warm heart of Africa. Indians have been coming here to Malawi for the last 2 centuries and were welcomed by the local Malawians with open arms. The Indians adapted extremely well to the local culture and environment and have been contributing significantly in the economic growth of Malawi. However, what I did find missing is yoga has not spread in a way that we have found it spread in many other countries, where there is a significant presence of Indian origin nationals. India and Malawi have been having historical relations, and they are very close and warm. India's relations with Malawi started gaining impetus after reopening of the Indian mission here in March 2012. That our presence in Malawi was missing for close to 19 years could be one of the reasons why I think yoga never spread over here. I would not want to go into the nature and status of the bilateral relations on this very important day, but today we are all here to celebrate a great Indian cultural heritage called yoga to the global community, and let us all today only focus on yoga. Honorable Minister, yoga, an ancient Indian heritage, dates back to thousands of years. Ancient India is known through its sacred texts like the Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc. However, the most prominent of the texts, Bhagavad Gita, is known more to the most of the outside world. In all of these revered texts, Indian sages and saints were recorded to have displayed immense power through control of their inner self. In today's age, when everything has to stand the test of reason and logic, many of those powers that the yogis profess to have may sound unbelievable. But modern science and medicine have definitely come to a conclusion that a practicing yogi can ensure that he or she can lead a very calm, peaceful, and a healthy life even in these modern times when everyone is involved in a kind of rat race and suffers from one or the other kind of a lifestyle diseases. Testimony to this, that yoga is beneficial, comes from the very fact that yoga has spread even to those countries in Europe, US, and other countries where scientific temper has been the cornerstone of their progress and development. No doubt, as is the want in the developed world, in the quest for innovation, yoga has taken several new forms. But the core concept remains that if you can conquer the inner self, then no power in the outer world can actually disturb you. You can be a sea of calm in a turbulent and a violent world. Today, doctors themselves advise various yogic exercises backed by well-researched data and empirical evidences, that each of the yogic exercises are scientifically designed with a specific benefit to achieve. The immense and in-depth knowledge of the physiology and anatomy of the human being when there were no X-rays, CAT scans, and MRI machines is a testimony to the fact that the ancient sages and saints were indeed brilliant minds. Whether it is the ancient Indian or the Greek or the Egyptian minds, they all had immensely enriched the human civilization. India's most ancient scriptures date back to 3,500 years. And even at that point of time, had propounded a core principle which today we all know as globalization. But in Sanskrit, the oldest language that India professes, phrased it as Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which basically meant that the whole world is one. And I think globalization is also trying to achieve the same objectives. It was that philosophy India always believed in sharing knowledge and heritage it created over the millennia. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, had in one of his address to the United Nations mentioned, had yoga been not an Indian contribution, yoga would have been patented under the intellectual property rights and copyrighted, and someone would have been earning huge amounts of royalty today. But after the declaration of June 21st as the International Day of Yoga, the Government of India has undertaken the task to spread the awareness about yoga to the common man around the world by observing the International Day of Yoga every year on the 21st of June. But today we celebrate it on the 25th of June just to ensure that we all are able to get the maximum number of people to attend on a Sunday. This year, the International Day of Yoga has been observed in more than 190 countries. It's extremely satisfying that the entire world has now realized the significance of yoga as a means to good health and wellness. In order to popularize yoga, the High Commission had organized a yoga quiz contest through Twitter and Facebook on the 21st and the 22nd of June. We are very surprised that almost 50 people had participated in this Twitter contest. And we were more surprised when we came to know that the first prize was won by a Malawian. Trust me, Honorable Minister, the questions were rather tough, and some of us ourselves did not know the answer. I really congratulate the Malawian who will be present here sometime later to receive the prize. I thank you all for participating in this International Day event organized by the High Commission. In a few minutes, we will have display of some yogic exercises, and I am sure you all would enjoy the time spent over here. Of course, those of you here who do not want to join the exercise may kindly be seated and witness others how they perform. Once again, thank you once again. Thank you all.
Thank you, His Excellency Mr. Suresh Menon. I will take this opportunity to mention here that High Commissioner and his team has worked really hard to make this day a very special one. Not only by arranging yoga, but also by arranging food festival afterwards, where we will be able to taste different cuisines from India. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Her Excellency Ms. Mia Sepo to come and share her views.
The High Commissioner of India to Malawi, Suresh Menon and Karina Menon, Your Excellency, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Samuel Tembenu, Excellencies gathered here this beautiful morning, all of you friends of yoga, good morning. To me, it's very fitting that the UN declared the 21st of June the Day of Yoga, because that is also the longest day of the year up in the cold north where I'm coming from. So the fact that these 2 days coincide is actually very telling to me in terms of mindfulness and stillness. The pace of the world that we live in is very hectic. The schedules that we have are very hectic. And as the High Commissioner mentioned, I believe that is why yoga is growing as a movement almost around the world. Yoga is about balance, balance of the body, as we will see in a while, and balance of the mind, balance of the soul. Yoga helps you center, yoga helps you be still. And being still is actually a very hard thing to do. I believe the human mind is by nature very restless and quite complicated, and yoga helps us be still. I will end my very brief remarks by sharing with you many yogis, those who do yoga way better than me, have a mantra in their mind at the end of the yoga practice for the meditation, and I will share mine with you. But before I do that, I actually want to extend a special thanks to my yoga teacher who is sitting on the front row. Thank you, Seema. So my mantra goes as follows. Let there be love, let there be peace, let me live with ease. Thank you.
Thank you, Her Excellency, Ms. Mia Sepo, for your kind words. Now, I would take this honor to invite our guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Samuel Tembeno, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Republic of Malawi, to come and share a few words.
Good morning, Your Excellency, Mr. Suresh Kumar Menon, High Commissioner of the Republic of India to Malawi. Your Excellency sitting over there, and Your Excellency the UN Resident Coordinator to Malawi, Ms. Mia Sepo. Let me say, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all of us who are here this morning. Excellency, on behalf of the President of this country, I'm delighted that you have invited me to be with you here on this very important day. I would therefore like to express my gratitude and appreciation for that. I was just musing that probably I should now become an honorary citizen of the Republic of India, because I'm becoming more associated with events that Your Excellency keep holding in this country. So that's that's a discussion for another day. But the large attendance at this function this morning does testify that there is indeed something that is happening in the country, especially as far as yoga is concerned. I wish myself I were somebody who knows how to do this, but I'm sure I'll be able to learn today and do it. But let me say again that the attendance of so many people here today, both Malawians and those of Indian origin who are Malawians as well, does testify, Excellency, to the relationships that exist between Malawi and India, which go back even to the pre-independence days. It is for this reason as well that, Excellency, that the United Nations was convinced and persuaded, I suppose, by that great man, the Indian Prime Minister, to declare the 21st of June as International Yoga Day in order to raise awareness on the global benefits of practicing yoga. I am reliably informed that science as well does testify to the benefits of practicing yoga. The only thing that I must say that we still need to do is to do more of awareness exercise campaigns, so that next year when we gather here, we should have people assembled all over, so that we don't have just this small place of people attending. I am sure, ladies and gentlemen, that those who know and appreciate what yoga is all about, their appreciation of yoga goes beyond what people see, the bending, the twisting, the turning, but also the meditation that goes with it. I would like to agree with the resident commission representative that probably there are so many people who just see yoga as a practice of bending and twisting. But when you stay on your own, meditate and do all this that you'll be doing in a moment, I'm sure it takes away from the hustle and bustle of the day. And the things like the pressures that we all go through may be reduced to a minimum. My own reading has shown that yoga has the following benefits. It lowers heart disease and hypertension. It lessens symptoms of depression. It lessens symptoms of headaches and diabetes. It lessens pain related to diseases like arthritis. And there are other benefits as well that are associated with yoga. I'll join you one of these days so that I lessen the headache that I keep having. From the benefits described above, I believe that if a good percentage of the population practiced yoga at least once a week, there would be more peace, harmony in the world. It is obvious, therefore, that any nation that would aspire for a health, wellness, and peace, Malawi as well would also be part of those nations that would aspire to have that level of peace. In this context, it is not surprising then, as I said earlier on, that the United Nations declared this day to be an International Day of Yoga. Excellency, before I take my seat, I would also like to acknowledge there's so many benefits other than yoga which are being promoted now, which the community of those who are of Indian origin have contributed to Malawi. We all know how skillful in other areas in terms of business you have been as well. So I believe that you take those skills and transmit them as well to the rest of the population in as far as yoga is concerned. I would not want to take much of your time, but to appreciate that I'm here today with you to learn a few more lessons about yoga. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Honorable Mr. Samuel Tembono. As mentioned earlier by High Commissioner, To make Yoga Day more interesting, High Commission of Malawi organized a yoga quiz contest which was held on Twitter and Facebook on 21st and 22nd of June. We had a lot of participants, but as always have 3 winners. Now I will like to announce the winners and would request Honorable Mr. Samuel Tembeno to present the awards to our winners. I will start with our 3rd prize that goes to Surya Reddy. Mr. Surya Reddy, 3rd winner of our quiz. Second prize winner is Haricha Banwal. And the first prize goes to Thako Zani Kachepa. In Indian culture, we treat our guests as gods. To carry on this tradition, I would like to invite His Excellency Mr. Suresh Menon and Mrs. Karuna Menon, spouse of Indian High Commissioner, to honor our guest. To start off, I would request Mr. Suresh Menon to present a gift to our guest of honor, Honorable Minister Mr. Samuel Tembeno. Now I would like to request Mrs. Karuna Menon to present the gift to Her Excellency Ms. Mia Sepo.